Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Thursday, July 3rd. And I know most of you are like trying to take the day off. Let's be clear. This is like screams long weekend. And by the way, financial markets close at 1 o'clock today. So the New York Stock Exchange sent a memo out. They're closing early, and that's kind of fun. But also at 8:30 Eastern time, we have a jobs report. So I have to stick around for a bunch of the Thursday drama around that, even though I don't know what it's going to show. But I don't think it's going to be totally meaningful. We'll see if the labor market continues to slow down. If something meaningful happens, we'll talk about that. I doubt it's going to be anything too meaningful. In the meantime, as you approach this weekend, we've been talking about how the first half of the year is over, and maybe you're considering some of the things that have gone on in your financial life in the first 6 months of the year, or maybe you're looking forward to the end of the year, whatever it is. If there is something that is going on in your life, maybe you are a mid-career person and you really want to change your course. Maybe you're starting out and you just feel like you need some guidance, help with priorities. Whatever is going on for you, don't carry whatever it is on your own. Come to us. Talk to us. Go to JillOnMoney.com. Click the Contact Us button. Write us a note. And if you would like to join us on the air live, you check the box. Mark does everything else. Now, if you'd like, you can check out all the resources that live on our website, the books, videos. You can send a note about how you like or did not like my hair, which I'll ignore. Mark will pay attention to. Mark, by the way, I had to go on LinkedIn for something. And now I know why I don't go onto all these social media accounts. It's so silly. It's so cluttered. Even LinkedIn, which used to be so much better, it's like filled with bots and nonsense. How do you manage it?
Yeah, LinkedIn has kind of jumped the shark. It's no longer it's definitely not what it used to be. That's for sure. It's just a regular, another social media site.
Ugh, it's just terrible. Anyway, but of course, follow us on all those things. Are we ready to get off Twitter or X yet? Or is there something? Didn't you say we needed to get something from Twitter that they do?
Yeah, that's no longer really the case. So yeah, anytime you want to get off, because honestly, I don't even go on there anymore. Anytime you want to get off.
But should we not get off because someone will take I don't know what's more dangerous, leaving it up there and having some sort of fraud potential. Because that happens all the time. People like send me things. Oh, I got this thing from you on Instagram. I'm like, no, it's not me. I don't solicit anybody. So everybody knows that. Don't click on anything. But I don't know. Figure out whether it's I don't know what the upside is of leaving versus just leaving a stale account. I'm not sure. Meanwhile, let me look into listener Lisa, who joins us from New Jersey. Hello, Lisa. Are you a social media kind of person, Lisa?
I dabble a little bit. I try not to let it consume too much of my day.
What would happen, like, when you say that, would it be like I'm scrolling through TikTok obsessively, or is there something else or like, oh, I really want to find out what my high school boyfriend's up to?
I used to do that with the high school boyfriend, but nowadays I just kind of follow some groups.
Oh, okay.
And I skim through all the other minutia.
Okay. But it's like a time suck, isn't it?
Oh gosh, yes.
All right. Well, listen. It is the day before Independence Day. So how can we help you on your journey towards financial independence?
Oh, yes. Well, I started listening to your show a couple of months ago, and I've gleaned a lot of information out of it. And I was hesitant to write in because I don't have as many assets as the majority of your listeners do.
Wait a minute. That's not exactly true. I'm just going to correct you for 1 minute. Many of the people who come on the air do, but I think there's a lot of people listening who want representation. So we are happy to hear from everybody. And so, Lisa, I'm glad that you did write. And how did you find us a couple of months ago, by the way?
I was listening to another podcast in the morning while I was getting ready for work, and somehow it popped up. Your show popped up. And as of yesterday, I started following your other podcasts.
Money Watch.
Yes.
Fantastic. Oh, my God. I love it. Okay. So let's find out what's going on. Whether you have $0 or gazillion dollars, I still want to hear from everybody. So tell us what's going on for you, Lisa.
Okay. I'm 63. I have been with the same job, which I truly love, for 21 years. I am very interested in retiring at 65. That's been my goal for the last 10 years.
Okay.
My children and grandchildren live in California, And while I still have a little pep in my step and some energy, I would like to move out to California and watch those kids grow up
Oh,
and do things with them.
I love this idea. Now, are they in Northern or Southern
They're
California?
they're in Southern
Oh,
California.
so nice climate. You're already used to paying high taxes because you live in New Jersey. So there's not a big problem there. You'll just be used to it. It's like being at base camp 1 and you'll just be going to base camp 2. It's not a problem. So, Lisa, are you in a type of job that would earn you a pension or not?
No, I do work for a private school. We have no pension.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we have a 403B, which they generously match 30% of whatever I put in. So
Wow.
that's a pretty much unheard of from what I understand.
Absolutely. So, how much money is in there?
As of yesterday, it was about 551,000
And it's all in the traditional, not in Roth, right?
traditional.
Okay, got it. That's great. 30%, man. Okay, how much do you earn?
I earn 80,000 a year.
Besides the 403B, do you have other savings, other investments, anything else going on?
I have 14,000 in a high yield savings account, and
Okay.
that's it.
Okay. How about your house? Do you rent or do you own?
I rent.
How much is the rent?
My rent is 17.55 a month.
What? It's so cheap for New Jersey.
It is, yes. I was very lucky to find it 5 or 6 years ago.
I'll say 17.55 a month. And if you were to move out to California, would you move in with with the grandchildren?
No, no. Actually, I was out there in February and kind of visited a couple of different complexes to
Mm-hmm.
see where I would want to land, and the rents there are much higher,
Mm-hmm.
probably around 28 to 2,900 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big jump.
Sure. I get that. Would you try to do some work if you moved out there or like retire, all in, retire?
I would definitely be open to working a few more years.
Mm-hmm.
If I could find something remote, that would be ideal. I don't know how much I would need to earn.
Well, right now, what do you spend just in terms of like all of your expenses with some travel to California? Like, what do you spend right now?
Well, with my rent aside,
Mm-hmm.
I keep it at around $2,000 a month or a little less.
Okay, so let's say 2,000 a month plus. So really, it's about 4 grand a month with your
Correct.
rent. Okay, and that would go up to 6 grand a month.
Correct.
Okay. Do you have any benefits that would continue after the age of 65? So I presume you're saying I want to work till 65 because then you can qualify for Medicare. But is there anything else you get from the school after that or not?
No, nope.
Okay. So what is your Social Security benefit at age 67?
2641,
2641. And what is it at age 70?
3423.
Oh, I'm talking to you because we yacked before we got on the air, but I didn't tell everybody that you're single, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Just
Are
me and my
you
dog.
you and your dog hitting the road? I feel like going cross country. I feel like there was a road trip in our future. Your health is good. Your family health, like looking forward, is that like where are you with that?
Well, my both my parents passed before 80. They both
Mhm.
had health issues. I've been very proactive for the last 15 years, going for checkups, going for screenings. I'm very healthy. I'm
Okay.
very active. I go on 5 mile hikes once
Oh,
every weekend. I just follow up with all my doctors, and they're telling me everything looks good.
that's
But
great.
but it scares me to know that both my parents passed before 80,
Yeah.
and if I wait to 70 to retire,
Yep.
if I have those genes that, and you know, I'd like more than 10 years with the kids.
I can guarantee it. No, I cannot do that. I can't. But we also have to kind of play the odds, right? And we will. So let's kind of be clear about this. Where we stand right now is ideally you'd like to retire at 65. Then you move to California. But, right now you have no debt.
No debt.
No debt. So you're really fine at 4 grand a month. The question is, what happens if we have $2,000 a month extra, making you at $6,000 a month for expenses? And I think that I think this is a little bit of a tough one, because on one hand, I hear what you're saying, which is like, I want to go do this while I'm healthy. On the other hand, I'm looking at the numbers and I'm like, I'd kind of like you to earn a little bit more money for another, like, is 65 in stone? Because you said you love your job and you're in a education. So does that mean, can you travel a little bit and spend some time in California? If I told you you had to work till 67, would that completely bum you out?
Not at all. And I do have such great flexibility with this job because we follow a school schedule. I have so much time off that I pretty much had the month of August off, where I am going to California to stay with the kids.
Great. So that's awesome. Okay. I have a sense that this will work better if you work till 67. Mark, do you agree with that?
I do. I think based on what we have and what we need, and, she loves her job. Her rent is so cheap.
It's so cheap. That's why, what I think might be interesting, Mark, is to have her you have to put how much money into your 403B right now? Like, what do you put in to get that 30% match?
I'm only able to afford to put in 10%.
What if you stop putting money in there and you put the $8,000 into your high yield savings account? I want you to build up some money that's not in the retirement account. Mark, don't you think that's a better thing to do with $8,000 a year for the next 4 years?
The match comes regardless.
I'm not sure if
the company match. If you stop contributing, will you still get the company match?
No, I will not.
So what do you have to do you have to put $8,000 to get the 30%, or can you put a little less?
I can put in as much as I want and they'll match 30%.
So you just have to participate.
So they're matching 30% of whatever you put in.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. Maybe I'm going to keep her doing it. What do you think, Mark?
I think I would. Yeah, that's the
all right.
number.
So let's keep doing that. Okay, so you're going to put in $8,000, which is essentially that 10,500 goes in a year. So that's going to keep. So just keep doing that. That's fine. If there's some extra money, squirrel it into your high yield savings account. Now you do this for 4 more years and you live your life and you see what's going on. And I also think that, like, to go out and rent right now in California, right after the fires, especially because it's Southern California, the market is somewhat distorted. So maybe we'll see, maybe things settle down a little bit in terms of the rental market. But as long as you can keep doing that, I think the idea would be at age 67, just because I don't think there's going to be a problem of you waiting till 70. And it's a pretty big jump for you. That $800 a month is a real number. And so I'm wondering whether at age 67, you say, I'm retired, but you don't claim Social Security until you're 70, just because that number is so huge. Now, here's what you would do. In the interim years, like at age 67 to 70, you'd pull money out of your 403B and you'd live on it. You would take out, let's say, $80,000 for 3 years, 80, right? You'd pay the tax on it. You'd live your life. Then at age 70, you'd claim Social Security. Okay. And then you would reduce the amount of money you're pulling out of your 403B little by little. And, it all works better the longer you work. I want to be clear about that. You could do this. It's a tiny bit of a roll of the dice, meaning that if all of a sudden you're thinking about doing this and it's 2 or 3 years from now or 4 years from now, you should either get back in touch with us, go to a financial planner, and make sure these numbers work. Because it won't work if all of a sudden we have seen a huge run up in the market and then boom, there is a terrible recession and the value of your portfolio goes down dramatically. You're not going to feel like you want to do this. I can tell you that right now. So we're going to have to retest it. I think you're pretty close. I think that if you can, if the cheaper the rent, the better. If it's not $3,000 a month, it's more like $2,700 a month in today's dollars. That would be better. But my inclination is to wait till 70. You are healthy. You have your parents' genetics, but you sound like you're healthier than they were and you're more attuned to it. And that $800 difference is a big jump for you. And as long as you can make this work and you have all that time saved up and the kids are like, you can really spend time and go out there and spend a month, then it seems to me you're in a very good situation right now. I don't think it's a 65. I think it's at least 67. And then maybe you see, maybe you're like, oh, you know what? This is working great. I'm going to spend a month here, every school vacation, go to California. I got cheap rent. And, of course, this would change if all of a sudden your rent went up dramatically, but you're in a good place. And I would try to, as long as you don't hate work and you're happy and you can still see the family, I think you're in good shape, but don't move just yet. How's that?
I have a smile on my face.
Oh, okay, good. Very good. I like, thank you for the visual. Now, Lisa, do you have your estate documents done?
I do. Everything is all in place.
Okay, great. So I think for the interim, keep putting the $8,000 into your 403B, get that 30% match. If some money falls out of the sky and your life changes for some reason, get back in touch with us and we can help think this through. But I think your basic game plan is I'm 63. I'm going to shoot for retirement at 67. If something really great happens between now and then, I'll give Jill and Mark a call again. And if not, let's see how I feel at 66 and a half and go from there. And I do think you're in this unique situation, as you said, like you've got flexibility, you've got the school vacation, you get to see your children and the grandchildren. That's kind of a great thing. So I just don't want you to I don't want you to spend all the money you've accumulated, go to California and then say, kids, isn't this been great? But now I need some money. We don't want you to be put in that place. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Now this is your financial independence roadmap. Okay. So if anything changes, give us a holler, and we're so happy you got in touch with us. If anyone out there is in a similar kind of situation where you got something in your head, I really want to retire at a blank age. Okay. All of that being said, it's great. You can do that, but let's make sure that you're not putting yourself at risk and that you really have a reasonable game plan to get where you want to go. And it doesn't matter whether you're 63, 43, or 23, having some sort of roadmap that is able to adapt. You can adapt to this roadmap. Your life will change, but having some game plan is a very good way to feel like you have independence, control, all those things that we crave. So if you need some assistance, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the contact us button, write us a note. Let us know if you'd like to come on the air live, and we would be delighted to have you. You can subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcast. By the way, on that Odyssey app, you can also subscribe to Money Watch. Money Watch is where we drop out those shows on Saturdays and Sundays, so check that out. Okie dokie. So listen, gang, day before Independence Day, try to be careful out there. A lot of nutters on the road. And if you're driving, be very careful. That's all I can say to you. Of course, try to lift someone up. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.